What did I say in the last video? Hello and welcome to my jungle. Is that what I said? I hope that's what I said. Okay, so I am going to show you my Syngonium collection. Syngoniums are my favorite genus of plant, and I just want to show them off. It's gonna be like a Syngonium parade. I don't know. We're gonna check out all my Syngonium. Let's just start. The first thing that I'll mention is that all the Syngoniums I have are Syngonium podophyllums. I'm just saying that so that I don't have to explain that every plant. I thought I'd start with the white butterfly because I think it's the most common variety available. So this is one of my bigger Syngoniums. It was trailing once upon a time, but I take endless amount of cuttings from this plant. So we just have this little whoosh at the moment, and I think she's super cute. Pretty. Next up I have my Syngonium Maria. She's looked better. Oh, I was about to say she's recently had Spiderminds, but I think she still has them. Anyway, so she's not looking I just had to go empty my memory card off the camera, so hopefully the frame hasn't moved too much. But anyway, it will. Yes. My little bit unhappy Maria. The Maria variety of Syngonium is actually one of my favorite varieties. It's a little bit yellowed at the moment, but it has these dark blood red stems. When the leaves first sort of unfurl, they have that very browny red sort of tone to it. This one here still has in the vein down the middle, and then eventually they fade out to a bit more green. And I just love, apart from these little unhappy bits here, I do love the color variations and these stems of the Maria. I just think that it's a really sort of dark, moody vibe, and I love that. This Syngonium, I don't actually know what variety it is. It wasn't labeled when I got it. I think it's some form of either a berry or a berry illusion. Somewhat similar to the Maria, it has these sort of browny hues to the newer leaves. But then as it grows up, it fades to a bit more green with just that sort of dusky burgundy sort of thing. Veins down the middle though. But it does have predominantly green stems or petioles rather than the dark red on the Maria. This one's a bit of a squonky grower. It's a little bit leggy because it's in pretty low light. It lives on top of my fridge. It gets a little bit of light from a window that's like 3 meters away and a little bit of light from the kitchen globe but on the roof behind it. So it's still popping out leaves, still happy, still nice and bouncy. It's just a little bit squonky, and I love that anyway. This variety I bought from Bunnings with a little bit of cosmetic damage because, I don't know, I'm pretty sure they throw their plants around setting them up. It was sold as a Syngonium lemon lime. It looks a lot like a batik. I don't know, I've never said that word out loud before. It looks a lot like that variety, except that the lighter splash of veining down the middle is a little bit whiter in a batik, and this is still a little bit pale green, which is why I think they named it lemon lime. I have a completely green Syngonium hanging behind my TV from Bunnings that was sold as a Syngonium shamrock, but it's actually a failed tissue culture batch of Syngonium fantasies, which I'll show in a moment. So I'm thinking that this here is a similar sort of situation where perhaps they were trying to tissue culture some batik, and it came out a little bit more green, so they've named it lemon lime instead. I don't mind. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I really love this one. This lives next to my sink in my bathroom, and it gets watered when it gets a bit droopy. It's been really easy going, and it's popped out this new leaf here for me. Oh, cute. Love it. This is a very rooted cutting from my larger Syngonium Neon Robusta, which is a pretty common variety of Syngonium, which is great because I know that pink plants are super popular. A lot of people love them. So it's nice to find a fully pink plant that's really affordable. My bigger hanging version of this is quite leggy because it's reaching for sun. Story of my life. But she still goes, she's still happy. I love her. This one here is my Syngonium Red Queen. Somewhat similar to the last one that I showed you, except that it's got these pointier leaves. I haven't seen a mature version of these before, so I'm excited to see how it grows. This little guy here was sold to me as a Syngonium White Excellence. It's really cute, kind of just looks like a tiny little white butterfly or moonshine at the moment. So again, I haven't seen a mature version of these, so I'm excited to see how it grows. Time to pull some out of the cabinet. So here I have this cutting of a Syngonium mosaic. Has that name because of this really beautiful detail on the back. So it's just rooting in some vermiculite at the moment. This is my Syngonium Dwarf Princess. There's two different plants in here potted up together. They're still pretty young, but they're really pretty. It's really cute, I like that. This is my pride and joy. This is my Syngonium Erythrophyllum, and it's just sexy, quite honestly. It has these really dark spear-like leaves, and on the back, this beautiful color. Yeah, that's nice. My Syngonium Confetti has these little pink confetti-like splashes around. Super cute, I love it. My little baby Syngonium Red Tropicana. Another one that I'm just excited to see grow and see how it changes. This is a kind of sad looking Three Kings. Two little babies potted together. I did have big leaves off these and they died after being shipped, but it's still going. It will grow back. This is another little weird one. Sold to me as a Syngonium White Line. All these cuttings here were one vine when it arrived, and I chopped it up and rooted the cuttings and planted them all back together, and I can see some roots. This is possibly my favorite Syngonium, full stop. This is my Syngonium Mojito. This is the leaf that it had when it arrived, and it was just a single leaf for the longest time, and I now have this little leaf here that's just opened up today. Isn't she beautiful? Oh boy, I love this plant. This is just everything. This is a little weird. I've potted up two different types of Syngonium in the same pot here that look quite similar to each other, but they have different growth habits. So I feel like it's a win-win. So the little bushy one down here is this Syngonium Rayei, and then I also have this one big long vine here of Syngonium Winlandii, which does lose that silver line down the middle when it gets big and matures. So I have one that's quite kind of just spindly looking, growing up really long, and then a little bushy one down here. I don't know, I'm just gonna see what happens. Just wanted to try it out. This is a velvety leaf. I love that, that's beautiful. And my last one is the queen of Syngoniums, the Syngonium Albo Variegata, or the Syngonium Fantasy. This leaf was here when it arrived to me. It did have another leaf that it lost, but since then it's put out these two just beautiful leaves. Look at that. Wow, she's so pretty. So these are all my Syngoniums. I love them. They're my favorite. I kind of want them all. I actually have more. One second. This is not looking fantastic. It hangs in a spot where I forget about it, but this is my little Syngonium Mango Illusion. I think that's such sweet coloring. It's like very light and pale, sort of like baby colors. Has some unhappy leaves here, but overall the plant's pretty happy. This guy gets the most neglect by far, and it's in incredibly low light, and I think it's a strawberry illusion. I really can't remember. It's quite cute. It's been putting out these little baby leaves here because of how low of light I've given it. It's still happy-ish. It's still going. It's actually you know, quite a bit prettier than I remember the last time I looked at it. That's sweet. So I think that's now all my Syngoniums. I hope so. Hey guys, it's just me from the future. I actually finished filming this video last night and went to go watch my work today, and the autosave on Premiere Pro just didn't have my back at all. So that's fun. That's okay, because I have a couple more Syngoniums that I need to add to the list. The first one is a plant that I've had for a long time. I just forgot to add it into this video for some reason. Syngonium Moonshine, sort of pale, cute little leaves. Cute, love it. Can't believe I forgot to mention you. Apologies, old friend. So I had a parcel arrive today from a purchase I made from an eBay seller. They had 4 plants on auction finishing around the same time, which is these 4 here. I snagged them all. Absolute bargain. 2 of them are Syngoniums, and pretty special Syngoniums as well. These cultivars of Syngoniums aren't cultivated in my country as far as I know, at least not on a large scale. So it's kind of special, I feel, to have these, and I'm super excited that I own these special Syngoniums. Okay, so they're both cuttings, but they are large cuttings. I just have all of the cuttings from that purchase in this vase of super diluted sisal at the moment. Their roots were wrapped in sphagnum moss while they were shipped. The sphagnum moss had started to dry out, so even though it only took 2 or 3 days to get here. So they're just having a good old drink, and these 2 like very sad loopy leaves should perk back up. The first cutting is Syngonium Pink Splash, and it's very obvious where her name comes from. Stunning. And as you can see, it's a, you know, huge leaf, which I know that the next leaves are probably going to come in a bit smaller, but I still like it. I usually see the pink splash with quite a bit of sectoral or big chunks of variegation, kind of like up here. This is quite mottled, but there's a lot of pink. So I have high hopes for the future babies. And the other Syngonium cutting is very squonky looking right now, but this is a Syngonium Panda. Now, I have to admit right now, especially on camera, this is looking a whole lot like a mojito, which I already showed. But again, normally I see the panda having larger sectoral variegation. And it's really interesting sectoral variegation as well. Not all the time, but I often see it in these sort of round, bubbly sort of sections of variegation, rather than these sort of more angular sections of variegation like we have in this upper lobe up here. So again, although this cutting right now doesn't have these cute, big, bubbly panda sectoral variegation, it has quite a lot of this mottled variegation all over the leaf. So I have no doubts about how it shall grow, and that it should pop out some really interesting leaves. So I just wanted to pop in here with these new cuttings, because I definitely needed to add them to my collection and to this list. Pretty. Okay, you can go back to me awkwardly saying goodbye. Bye! Thank you for watching, and I hope this inspires you to try out some more Syngoniums and make a Syngonium jungle like I have. Thank you, bye!